make a case for renting first, because there are real and legitimate reasons why it makes sense. In a year where commodity prices are under pressure, a cash rent payment you can meet without stress is worth a lot. Renting lets you scale up or down. If you add acres on a lease and it doesn't work out, the soil isn't as productive as you hoped for, there's a conflict with the landlord, you can exit when the lease ends. You can't exit a mortgage that easily. Down payment dollars tied up in land equity can't be used for inputs, equipment, or other opportunities. Renting is not throwing money away. It's a legitimate tool, especially for early career farmers or operations that are still building equity. That said, over a career in farming, owning your land is almost always how you build lasting wealth. That's not an opinion. That's the track record of American agriculture. Every mortgage payment has two components, interest and principal. The interest is a cost. The principal is savings. You're building equity in an appreciating asset. Cash rent is 100% cost. There's no equity component. You farm someone else's land for 20 years and you've built zero ownership. Farmland has historically been an excellent inflation hedge. Even in periods of flat commodity prices, land values have climbed because supply is fixed. And ownership gives you control. When you own your ground, drainage tile, cover crop programs, building placement, soil health investments, those are your decisions. When you rent, your landlord needs approval, and landlords can change their minds. The tax advantages are real too. Interest deductibility, depreciation on improvements, 1031 exchange treatment on future sales. These create efficiencies for landowners that renters don't have access to. Here's the practical tool, the framework we use to actually compare renting versus buying on a specific piece of ground. We call it the cash rent equivalent. The idea is simple. Take your annual cost of ownership and express it in per acre terms so you can compare it directly to what you'd pay in cash rent. Here's how you do it. Take your annual mortgage payment, principal plus interest, add property taxes and insurance, and that's your gross annual ownership cost. Now, subtract the principal portion of your mortgage payment. Why? Because there's equity you're building. It's not really a cost, it's savings. You're converting a cash flow into an asset. What you're left with is effective annual ownership of cost. Divide your acres and you've got your cash rent equivalent. If that number is lower than what you'd pay in cash rent for comparable ground, you're building equity in a net advantage every single year. Example, if owning a parcel costs you effectively $210 per acre per year, and you can rent comparable ground for $260, you're $50 per acre ahead every year, plus land appreciation. So on 500 acres, that's $25,000 annually going into your net worth instead of somebody else's. If those numbers flip, and if owning is more expensive than renting on a per acre basis, the decision is nuanced. You're paying a premium for control and long-term equity. Whether that's worth it depends on your specific situation. The bottom line. Don't let anyone tell you there's a universal right answer here. Run the numbers for your specific situation, on the specific piece of ground you're looking at, and your specific balance sheet and cash flow. If you want help running those numbers, give us a call. We do this every day and we're happy to work through it with you. No pressure, no obligation. Don't let anybody tell you there's a universal right answer here. Run the numbers for your specific situation on the specific piece of ground you're looking at with your specific balance sheet and cash flow. If you want help looking at these numbers, give us a call. We do this every day and we're happy to work through it with you. No pressure, no obligation. I'm Madison with Ag Lending Group. Find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or reach out to us directly.